into the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Woo!
Ow!
Bull ride!
Yeah!
Hello, AfterBuzzers. Welcome to another Bachelor After Show here on AfterBuzzTV.com. But, of course, a quick reminder, please subscribe to our channel over at YouTube.com/AfterBuzzTV. There you'll find our great library of all our wonderful TV shows. But if you want to get the audio version, make sure to go to iTunes and SoundCloud.
Yeah.
And while you're at it, make sure to chat with us by tweeting hashtag ATBV Bachelor. I'll get it right eventually. We love your interaction. We'll answer all your comments. Danny is a master at that. But first, we got to introduce ourselves.
Yeah.
I'm your host, moderator today. My name is JC Rubio, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at JCRubioTV.
The one and only JC Rubio.
But
gotta love him.
No. But this is a special episode because it's a
Yes.
one-on-one. She's been our co-host all season.
Yes.
But tonight it's just the two of us. We should have started.
Just the two of us. That's what I wanted to start the show with. But it was a hard choice. It was hard to decide which one.
Ladies are always right. But our Bachelor insider who's going to give us that
That's
point of view
right.
that we rarely have on the show.
Of course. Hey guys, I'm Lauren Solomon. You can find me on Twitter at LaurenSOL and on Instagram at LaurenSOL. And I'm really excited about tonight's episode. It was crazy, all kinds of crazy. And I'm excited just to be you and me. I mean, I love Kathy and Danny, but this is once in a lifetime we get the opportunity to be just together.
Absolutely. And of course, we would be remiss not mentioning Kathy, who's in Japan.
Japan. I've been seeing some pics on Instagram. A little jealous.
A little bit. And then Danny, heartfelt thoughts. He got stuck. He's in a snowstorm.
Yes, he texted me and told me snowstorm. And we were going to maybe have Amy and Drew on tonight, but they couldn't make it tonight. But hopefully later in the season we'll have them with us.
Maybe they're in the snowstorm or in Japan with Kathy.
Oh, I think they're right here in LA just chilling.
we
don't know.
Said on that. Okay. So the last 2 weeks of this show, I think, are some of the best episodes. And I'm crusty when it comes to this show because I've done it for AfterBuzz probably for about 4 years now, and it takes me a while to get into it, but they have done it. These last 2 weeks.
Oof. Yikes. Yeah, they really have. I think I said last week that I have never seen such awkward interviews and just it's all kinds of crazy. I know Bachelor's always crazy, but it just seems to really have been brought up a notch this season with the whole Kelsey thing, with the whole Ashley thing, and then we'll get into that, but
yes, the Ashley-Kelsey battle, and of course, Kelsey's panic attack, which we'll start with.
Oh, yeah.
But of course, there's also some glimmers of hope.
Yeah, there is hope.
Becca.
Yeah, Becca is real sweet. I know I would love Becca in real life. It seems from.
I melted. I can't wait to talk about that because that is what it's ultimately about.
It's all about finding the right person who is not crazy. You gotta get through the crazies to get to the right wholesome girl.
And of course, I also have to give a huge shout out to the lady running the ones and twos tonight, Miss Marissa Serafini. How's it going, Marissa?
All right, hey guys.
Killing it, Marissa.
Okay, you're about to get a Bachelor encyclopedia of knowledge thrown your way.
Yes.
All right, bring it.
Bring it on.
We're gonna start with the crazy. Well, it could be editing. It could be a little bit of cray.
Yeah, it's usually a little bit of both. A little bit of both.
So let's talk about, we open, of course, we left off in Santa Fe.
Yes.
No rose ceremony, of course, because there was too much to talk about this week. I have a theory about this, though.
Please, tell me.
I thought that tonight, outside of the 2-on-1 and the Britt and Chris show, there wasn't a lot on this episode, so we had a piggyback from last week.
Okay.
See, because 15 minutes of this episode was dedicated to what happened last week.
That's true. Or maybe there was just so much going on last week that they just could not squeeze it into one
Half
episode.
cup full girl right here.
Yeah. Always. Optimist at heart.
All right, so let's talk about this. So you've been in these types of situations, not necessarily exactly this,
Right.
But how much of this really went down? I mean, she had a full-blown panic attack. What is the atmosphere? What really happens when something like this happens?
Well, you know what it was really reminding me of? Kelsey reminds me of Tiara from Sean's season, and just in the way that she's manipulating and like she's just looking for that attention and doing whatever it takes to get it, which, you know, is what Tiara did. Remember, Tiara fell down the stairs and freaks out. Then she gets one-on-one time with Sean. Kelsey did the same thing with her panic attack, gets one-on-one time with Chris. I don't think that never happened on our season with Juan Pablo. It was a little more chill, But yeah, she's using, a lot of the girls were saying that she's using her tragic story at the right times. And she's using it in a manipulative way, and it really seems to look like that. But there is a lot of manipulation in behind the scenes as well, and with producers and what goes on. Like you never really know. The audio could be taken from one place, put in another. You know, and the example I always use to kind of prove that is the fact that Michelle Money was, you know, really made to look like a villain on Brad's season. But then, of course, you see her on, like, recently on Bachelor in Paradise. She's a total fan favorite. So I think on Brad's season, like, her sarcasm, her trying to be funny is what made her look like a villain on her season. I think this is a totally different situation.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
So this isn't like Michelle Money or like we talked about while we were watching Claire.
Claire, yeah.
Who may have gotten a slightly...
Yeah.
And it's not a bad, okay, there's no good nor bad, but thinking about it is. So the way it's edited, maybe it's just stuff that's said and you put music tracks underneath it. Like every time Kelsey's speaking, it's hear
like,
this music. So of course your mind is starting, oh my gosh, she must be evil. But it's not that necessarily. They're just using what they say. They said it.
Yeah.
So she fell down. She had a panic attack.
She definitely, I mean, I definitely think there is a little bit of crazy with Kelsey. I don't think it's full, like, it's not like just editing. She's
a little C.
There's just too much. There's too much. It's always happening. And you know, I don't think she means to sound cocky, but the whole, like, I'm articulate. I'm, like, don't say that. Like, we know you're articulate. We know you're smart. Don't say it on camera because they're going to use it against you. You really got to be smart when you're on the show, because they can use whatever you say or do against you. So you have to be really careful.
We'll get into that in 1 second because of the eliminations. Because, well, before that, Chris apologized to her. I don't know if you caught that. He was apologizing the fact that they had to cut the road, you know, because he fell apart last week. Well, he didn't fall apart. He had a hard time. He had to cancel the rose ceremony. And he apologized, putting that stress on Kelsey. And
he did apologize.
We talked about that the producers have a way to spin the show, but Kelsey was spinning Chris.
Oh, totally. Or she was trying to. I think I never thought he was into her at all. I mean, I think she was trying really hard, going to the hotel room, the panic attack, the making too much out of it, but I really don't think he was ever feeling her.
Does that ever work in the long run? I mean, like you said, we have the Tiara moments, we have now a Kelsey moment. In the end,
it's an immature thing to do. I mean, even if you're like, you want one-on-one time, like, it shouldn't be about, what am I going to do to get this time? Oh my God, I just can't handle this. Like, just try your best to get it. I'm sure you can get it. Like, just calm down. Like, I feel like the running theme for me, I'm just like, dude, everyone just needs to calm down. Like, the Ashley eyes always stressing me out. Kelsey's stressing me out. Like, just do your best. And, like, if it's not a good fit, bye-bye. I think people just want to stay around as long as they can for other reasons.
You mean not the right reasons? Okay.
I mean the wrong reasons.
Ouch. All right. Well, so then we move on to the rose ceremony, which we should have had last week.
Yes.
And we were playing armchair quarterback, and we were like, who's going home? Who's going home?
I called this one for sure.
You did? You called both?
I did. I called Samantha and Mackenzie, and I liked both of them. I think I told you earlier, Samantha's edit was very similar to mine. Just not a lot of airtime. It seems to me she's probably just a really non-dramatic person. She seems like she was cute, she was there for the right reason, just whatever, just didn't have that connection with Chris. And I could tell she wasn't going to go far because she wasn't getting any airtime. And that could change because that happened on with Catherine on Sean's season. She started to get a lot more. She's like, you know, not a front runner, and then started. And that's the only time I've ever really feel like I've seen that. But I felt like Samantha and Mackenzie were both going home, and I was right.
Okay, yeah,
Sad.
because
I liked Samantha.
Very similar edit to what you had, right? Because you said that you really didn't want to say anything that might hurt someone, and it seemed like she seemed very sweet.
Being quiet.
Yes.
Which is smart. I mean,
is it?
It's smart. If you have a connection with the person, it's going to happen. Samantha, unfortunately, didn't have the connection with Chris. I, unfortunately, or fortunately, didn't have the connection with Juan Pablo, which was pretty given from the start for me and probably him too. But, I mean, if you are quiet like that and you have a connection with the person that's the Bachelor, it's going to work. You're going to have a connection, you know?
And then couple that with Mackenzie. Mackenzie was talking about Kelsey not playing by the rules.
Yes.
But aren't those the rules, is by not playing by the rules?
There are no rules,
That's
people.
Okay.
There are no rules in the world of Bachelor world.
So we're sad that Mackenzie had a run. She was strong at first, and then she kind of just faded away.
Yeah. I never saw her going too far. I think she was way too young for him. And just not, I mean, at 21, I mean, Cassandra was 21 our season, but Cassandra was very mature. And Mackenzie seemed pretty mature to me, but it's just young. I just didn't see it working out with Chris.
Yeah, there's a 12 year gap there.
Yeah,
so
he's
not to say age is just a number, but there were other examples throughout the season. So could we see either one of them on Bachelor in Paradise?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
I wonder if I think we could.
Do you think so?
I would go with Samantha.
Yeah.
The reason being is, like you said, we have not seen a lot from her.
Right.
And
I don't know.
And every guy that passes by when they're watching the show, they're like, "Oh, who's that?"
She's gorgeous.
Striking.
She's so beautiful. I want to be friends, Samantha. Call me.
Hopefully
Isn't she in LA?
I believe so. Hopefully we'll have her soon.
Yeah.
I'd be
I'll have
awesome.
to get in touch,
Throwing that out there. So
come visit us.
Okay, now let's actually start with the actual episode.
Yeah.
Because that's how it kind of felt like. And now we're going to South Dakota. We're going to, what was it, Deadwood?
Deadwood, South Dakota. I have to say, the traveling was much better on our season. Fourth week, we were in Korea. This is their 5th week, and they're in South Dakota. Or 6th, or are they 5th or 6th week?
This is 6th week.
Oh, gosh. I mean, they're just doing the whole United States thing, probably because of the whole farmer thing.
Right. He wants someone he can relate to. Maybe he's not that guy that wants to go to Tahiti.
Yeah. Gosh. I mean, who doesn't want to go to Tahiti, though?
I wonder. Now, think of the mind. You were a bachelorette. So what are the girls thinking?
Bachelorette.
Oh,
hey,
double
wink,
entendre.
wink.
What are your thoughts if you're these girls there? Okay, now South Dakota, then New Mexico. When are we going to go to Bora Bora?
Yeah, they're getting a little screwed over on the traveling bit. But I will say I think their Bachelor's a bit better, so it's all a give and take, you know.
Okay, balances out. And then we have moments like we're here for love and date number 1 with Becca.
Becca.
Let's give love a shot.
I've heard from other people, they think, well, some people thought Becca was boring, but I love Becca. She's so my kind of girl. She's relaxed. She's wholesome. She's chill, and they have great chemistry, and she doesn't have to try to go out of her way to prove it, you know?
Exactly.
And even if they didn't, she still wouldn't go out of her way to, like, try to pretend that they did.
I'm going to tell you, she is not boring.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
I totally agree with you.
I think what we're going to see is, I could see her making it to maybe winning the whole thing.
Me too.
I don't know right now, but what I'm thinking is we're going to see a lot more of her come the next few weeks.
I definitely agree with you.
She's like that Catherine. Well, you're talking about Catherine.
Yeah, and he was laughing the whole time with her.
Yeah.
And you can get, if you're laughing with each other, and they do have good chemistry. You can just tell. It's easy. They're both, real, not trying to put on any kind of like.
And I wrote in my notes, wait, she's normal.
She's normal. Oh my God.
She's chill. As you said, she's chill.
That's what I love about her. You got to be chill.
But I wonder, and gosh, I hate to say this. I'm going to throw this out here. Beautiful, a girl with great morals, but could that be a point of contention for Chris? Would he want to be with a virgin? I have to ask that.
Well, you're the guy. You might know better, but I think I would find, if I was a guy, I think I would find that attractive. Like, she obviously, it's a morals thing. I mean, it's a choice. She wants it to be meaningful, and I don't know. Did she say she's trying to save it for marriage, or she's just a virgin?
I've not heard her say either or.
I don't really know what which situation that is, but I think it's attractive. I think it's something that a guy normally would like.
I'm quick to agree because now what you said gives it so much more. Every moment, every kiss, every hug, every aspect of the physical part.
Totally. And you know, a guy's got to earn that stuff. You know, he's got to do the right things to earn that, to earn the kiss, to earn, you know, whatever comes after that. Like, it's a great thing. It's a beautiful thing.
She made him do that a few weeks ago when she was the one not to kiss him.
Yeah.
She made him work for it.
Good moves, Becca.
Good moves. Okay. Do you think that makes him want it more? Want her more?
Oh, 100%.
That hard to get.
The chase. Guys love it. They love the chase. I think she's making the right moves. I think she's playing it cool. And luckily for her, they just have chemistry. So.
And I think she's in love. You know why?
Why?
She's in love. She loves his laugh.
Oh, does she?
No, she said, I love his laugh. Okay, Chris.
It is funny. So you can't help but laugh at it.
You're my boy, Chris. Like I know him, but I'm just saying.
You're my boy, Blue.
Yeah.
And that laugh is crazy.
I love I love your laugh. Come on. Okay, she's smitten. She's
you
smitten.
Think so?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Who would say? I mean,
his laugh
him.
laugh is really hard not to laugh at, which is great. It makes it fun and exciting.
And coupling what you said, the things in common, that they both want to have 4 to 6 kids.
Woo! That's a lot of children. They both want big families, so there you go. They got that in common.
And she gets butterflies, and opposed to, I'm going to call you out a little bit later tonight because one of the contestants, you said it seems like she's doing it more for a show.
Yeah, don't call me out.
I'm not. We're going to ease you into it.
Okay.
But how would you rate the date?
Oh gosh, definitely high up there. I kind of love dates actually where it's just not anything too fancy or, you know, extravagant. So I love when they were at the end of the episode, they showed the shooting, the cans. Like, I would love that. And just the horseback riding. Like, that is a real fun date that you would do maybe in real life. And it's chill. That's why I like it.
So no zombie
well,
laser
that stuff's
tags.
fun too.
Okay.
But for a one-on-one, that's what I would want. Instead of like something super fancy and I mean, it's all fun. I mean, come on, it's all fun.
There's a quote, I forget what it's, keep it simple, stupid. And that's what it was to me. Keep it simple.
Yeah.
Keep it simple, silly. Let's say that before I get into
Keep it simple, stupid.
No, Dad used to tell me all the time. But, no, but I want to grade this date an A.
Yeah.
Because it was easy. It was breezy. It wasn't over the top. At first, I was kind of put off because we didn't see the first half of the date. I was like, what did
they did not show a lot. They cut a lot of that out. But by the campfire, I really liked all that. They had the kebabs. I mean, who doesn't love to just sit by a campfire and enjoy company? Like, that's getting to know someone and just relaxing by the fire.
And it's perfect for Chris.
It's perfect for Chris. And I think it's perfect for Becca, too.
So I became a huge fan of Becca. I was already
Me too.
a big
I already
fan
was,
of hers,
too. Yeah.
But tonight, she did it for me. I don't know how she cannot go all the way on this.
She's a good one. She's going far.
All right,
We're calling it.
All right, so speaking of, let's make sweet music together. Thoughts on this date? Because you are a singer.
Oh, I'm a singer?
Aren't you?
Oh, gosh, no.
Aren't you a
You know
musician?
what? I don't have a bad voice. I'm not good, though.
We're going to get you
I've tried recording before. No, I compose piano music, so I play a lot of music, but I don't have the best vocals. Are you a singer?
No,
shoot. Prove
not.
it.
No. This is why.
Just a little something.
This is why I talk about The Bachelor. Okay, so
we'll sing something later after the show.
Whitney.
Okay, Whitney.
Jade.
Britt.
Caitlin. Carly. Megan. I noticed right off the bat there was a difference between Jade and Whitney. And I'm sure the producers are doing this. You think you're so smart when you say, oh, I know this means something. Yeah, they did this, so you could think that.
Yeah.
I noticed how Whitney was up for anything.
Yeah.
You notice that when he announced the day, oh boy, she may not be the greatest singer.
Which is always an attractive quality.
Exactly. And then Jade was the opposite. And she even said it. I think it was not like in her wheelhouse or something, but
yeah.
I was ready to judge Jade for that.
Really?
Yes, I was.
Oh no, I thought she was pretty good about it.
Later on.
Yeah.
After they did the
but
little
she wasn't
sprint.
like that was kind of Andy freaking out about well, I mean, she had to get she wasn't nude. She didn't have to get nude, but she had to put on. Do you remember
Yes,
that? Okay.
absolutely.
Kind of reminded me of that. Like, she was freaking out, and I think some people were like, oh, just do it. Like, you're not actually nude. You're just putting on, like, these nude things. But they made it look like it was actually nude. Anyway.
No, you're right, because you said it while we were watching this. everyone on this show has a thing.
Yeah.
And the second they know that, they know that, and they will use it.
They will use it against you. Ladies going on the show in the future, be careful when you're filling out your paperwork. I mean, they'll find out what makes you scared, what makes you sad, you know, and they'll use it.
So wasn't this a shoo-in then for Carly?
Yeah, totally. And it was awesome when they sat down together and she sang to him. They totally had a connection, and even Caitlin said she could feel it, and you could feel it in the room, and it was a cute, really adorable moment.
How the heck does she not get the rose?
Poor Carly.
Can I ask
I totally
this?
feel her, by the way. I feel her pain.
Do you think that producers possibly, just for a better show, not necessarily told Chris what to do, because they won't, but could suggest, you know, we know Carly, she's the singer, but what about what Jade did, or what about what Britt did? You know, knowing that by Carly not getting that rose, she's just going to be shattered by this and create better TV. Yeah,
I think, gosh, I'm trying to think back to other seasons, but I think when somebody is good at what is happening on the date, like Carly was the singer, Carly's the person you would expect would get the rose, of course she's not going to get it. Like,
right.
That's how I feel. Like, you know, whoever's like good at or the best at what they're doing is usually like, I feel like the rose usually goes to someone who, like, I would have thought maybe it would have went to Jade, because it usually goes to someone who was uncomfortable, but like was able to go through with it and deal with it in a good way. But it didn't go to either one of them. It went to Britt.
Yes, and
which was really rough.
We were, I'm sorry for, why don't we just cut to the chase?
Sure.
The Britt and Chris.
Britt and Chris show.
Yes, their interaction, he's making out with Britt in front of all the girls. Fair or foul?
Oh, not cool. Not cool. It's both of them. I'm surprised that that is something I wouldn't do. I get that they have chemistry, but like it's just another respect thing. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying Britt's not. I don't know her. I'm sure she's a great girl and she's bubbly and fun, but I wouldn't do that. And he should not do that. Chris has made multiple mistakes and we'll talk about that more as we go. But he's made multiple, and it's hard not to when you're in such a. He can't be perfect, but he's made multiple mistakes along the way that I question.
It's hard because every week we talk about this. It was wrong for him. I put the onus more on him slightly.
Totally.
Because the responsibility of being the Bachelor in that sense. But here's where I can save him.
Where?
We talked about it a few weeks ago. He of the love languages. He's a person that needs touch.
Yeah.
And he's that touchy.
But it doesn't have to be in front of everybody.
Not his best move, like we said. I'm trying to throw him a slight bone, but also say, you know, wag my finger at him. I mean, not his best move, but I mean,
hey, he's doing a lot better than past few, so yes. I can't beat on him. But yeah, the kissing Britt in front of people has not happened once but twice. And no one wants to be the girl to go up to Chris and be like, dude, you're being a little disrespectful. But that's how they're feeling.
To jeopardize their position, of course. I would think, because rule number one, you never talk about other girls.
Exactly.
On that show. So,
exactly.
But what was worse, them making out, them, you know, he kissing her in front of the girls, or just running off, leaving the girls there, sitting, contemplating their feelings while they're off at a Big and Rich concert.
Yeah.
And
well,
Whitney
they didn't
loves them.
Oh, that was rough. Yeah, that's part of the frustration. I mean, guys, listen, Britt is a gorgeous girl, and definitely not to call Britt out, but any gorgeous girl is going to use that to her advantage. And if you know you're confident and bubbly, like, I mean, we've all done it. I think all ladies are guilty of like, I've got this guy. I'm gonna, you know, yeah, I've got you.
Okay.
But yeah, I think she definitely uses that to her advantage, and she knows that. And anybody, I guess, on The Bachelor would. Try to.
Okay, so let's say if she ends up with, great if she ends up with Chris, but what are the future ramifications? Because I've heard also there's the politics of going after the Bachelor, but also the politics within the house.
Oh yeah.
So wouldn't she, and I find this is a big problem for beautiful women, that other women, you have to become relatable in a way where you have to win all the women over.
Right.
And I think that's something that Britt has to experience everywhere she goes, because she is, yes, she's physically gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yes.
So are a lot of the other girls. She just
absolutely. But how does she win over the girls?
She needs to stop talking about, I don't think she she doesn't hide it. Like, she's not like she also, it takes two to tango. She also kisses on a group date in front of everyone. Like, that's something like I wouldn't do, and that's just gonna make the girls frustrated, you know? I think the girls like her, but you never know with the editing. You can't really tell. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I don't know.
Okay, all right.
What are your thoughts?
With Britt?
Yeah. I mean, I just know she would, like, this girl's not going to live in Iowa. You know, she knows that.
Okay.
I think the goal is probably to be bachelorette. And and that's just not Britt. That's a lot of girls that go on the show, a lot of guys that go on the show.
And we've talked about it. You're not the first person to talk about this, that for the most part, there are 4 to 6 girls that are really there for the right reasons. And other times, we've talked about this overall.
Yeah.
I know you can't say much because she'll get in trouble. But there's also, there's the crazy, let's say outside of the norm girls. There's the funny girl. There's the girl that drinks a lot. There's these little boxes they got to check.
Yeah.
Okay, so with Britt, is it a...
Oh, Britt's totally one of the...
Is she on?
Well, Britt is definitely one of, like, the girls that they looked at and go, this girl's like a catch, for sure. You know, like, I'd say there's usually, like, 10 to 15 girls that are, like, really well-rounded, cool, potential people for The Bachelor. And then you got your crazies, and then you got your emotional, and then you got whatever else they're trying to put on there. People who are, like, not realizing that they're on national television. But, yeah, I think Britt... I think Britt's putting on, for sure, but I think a lot of girls do.
I'm going to tell you
something.
Britt. We're going to feel god-awful next week, or let's say if she stays, there 2 weeks from now?
Britt, I like you, I love you, I just don't...
And we find out something, and then she's totally in it for the right reasons, because you know they'll do this, and we're like, we are bad people.
Yeah. I mean, like, if you go and start researching the people that are on the show, like, a lot of them are just in the entertainment industry, have their businesses, like, you know, exposure helps everyone, and like it's just naive to think that people are actually going on the show for love. I mean, there are people that are, but like, let's be honest, like at least half of the people that go on the show they're looking for a little bit of exposure and or like an adventure. Like for me, it was really like, this would be a really fun once in a lifetime opportunity. Like I'm a broadcast journalism person. Like it could help. I do want to find love. I'm single. It was like a combination of all these different things as to why I would go on the show. So maybe, you know, it's all of that, hopefully.
Right, so,
or, I don't know.
So then once again, okay, so then what about Chris? Once again, we always gloss over this. Isn't it that much more difficult for him to find out who's really there for me? I think that's the painful thing for him. Does she really like me?
Right.
I haven't heard him ask that yet.
And for him, it really is different because he does actually live in Iowa, and he's probably not one of the bachelors that are going to move to LA after this, you know? So he really does have to look at who is actually here to move to Iowa potentially and get married and have a family, which I could see like some of the girls, a slight few, really wanting to do that.
Off the top of your head, who comes to mind? Any of them?
Whitney.
Okay.
I could see maybe Becca, but Becca lives in San Diego, and I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I see Becca in like Iowa. She's chill, but I don't know if I see her like in the middle of. Okay. But maybe, I don't know.
You're tipping your cap. Oh, so no Caitlin? No Caitlin in Iowa?
Caitlin, no. Come on.
Okay,
no
right.
way.
But first, I
love her, by the way.
We still have to get to. We've been priming it all. Well, not really. The 2-on-1.
Oh gosh,
you didn't have a 2-on-1 on your season.
No, thank God. But this was the best 2-on-1 I've ever seen.
Ever?
Ever. I mean, as far as like television gold, yeah, I felt terrible for all parties involved. But it was so entertaining to watch. It really was.
Really better than I talked about it. Ben Scott and Michael G. Was it Michael G?
Michael G. Because with that, it was like a matter of like calling out Ben for being like the villain. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But for this one, there was just so much that went wrong. It's like they paired it up perfectly, and both of them went home, and it was like after he sent Ashley home, I knew he was also sending Kelsey home. I saw the second they sat down together, I was like, she's going home too. Oh my God. It was really entertaining. I got excited.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to happen. I didn't know he could do that. And bravo, we were on the edge of our seats.
We really were. It was fun.
And of course, the backdrop. They're like, it's so beautiful. There's a bed. Well, okay, you guys get a ride on a helicopter, but you guys land by a bed that's surrounded by weeds. And that really didn't do it for me. That's why I'm questioning the budget again.
That was really random. That was random. Yeah, it's like, I guess being out in like all these areas of the United States that are like just empty, like what do you do? I mean, the helicopter ride, the bed in the middle of nowhere, whatever else they've done.
It's a subliminal precursor of what they could expect in Iowa.
But you know what? They didn't really need much because everything else was so entertaining.
With the girls, okay.
Yeah.
So it starts off with basically Ashley just saying everything that Kelsey is, that none of the girls basically like her.
Right. And it was, I felt like, Ashley, I feel like, you know, I agreed with almost like what she was doing, like making it known that you never want to be that girl either, though. But somebody's got to make it known that, okay, this girl, she's not gelling with everyone in the house. Like, it's not, because that didn't really happen on our season. Even though people thought it, we didn't really say anything. But yeah, I mean, I think it's good that she did that. The problem with Ashley is she's incredibly emotional and immature. And I don't mean that in a negative way. Like, she just, I don't know. She's so emotional. Like, I wanted her to be able to express her feelings without crying. And she was, like I've said every single episode, I wanted her to leave for her own sake because she's so stressed out. She's so emotional. It's a really tough situation to be in. It's way harder than it looks and what you think it's going to be. And I just wanted, honestly, I wanted her to get out and feel relief. So I'm glad she went home because she seems like a likable girl and she's just emotional. Okay,
and no offense to her.
Yeah.
How did she make it to week 6?
I don't know.
Do we see this girl in Iowa? Ever?
No, I have no idea. And she's like very, you know, obviously everybody said she's the Kardashian. She's a princess. She wanted the princess date. She's such a girly girl. Like, I don't know how she got as
those
far as she
eyelashes
did.
would not last in Iowa.
No way.
I'm looking at my Twitter feed because a fan actually sent me something before we went on, and this is Novatua01, and she was listening. Here's a great little factoid about Ashley I.
Ooh.
She is Jenny McCarthy's babysitter.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, really?
She is her babysitter, I guess, right now.
So Ashley I, does she live in LA?
That's a good question.
Wouldn't surprise me, but I guess she probably does.
Yeah, so, and then I guess that Jenny's going to talk to her after her show. And
Jenny, talk it up.
And here's the thing. We had a break during the 2-on-1 date, and then Kimmel says we're going to have tonight's loser on our show.
Yeah.
So I
want to see that.
Yes, that's why I knew something. We were an hour and 46 in. There was no inkling of a cocktail party, or I was like, oh my gosh, something.
That's so weird to bring someone on to Kimmel halfway through the season.
For the last 2 weeks that they've done this, no rose ceremonies.
It's all over the place. It's so crazy.
Okay, but now we have to talk about the point you brought up, and Chris Harrison's going to talk to Chris about next Sunday. Why did you tell Kelsey?
He called her out. Chris, that's what I was talking about when we were saying early. He's made a couple mistakes along the way. This was probably the #1 mistake. He told Kelsey that Ashley I told him that Kelsey was being fake. That is like no, like just pretend like you heard it somewhere else. Like, don't even say where the source came from. That's so unnecessary. We don't need to know where the information came from. It could have been a lot easier for everyone had he just not said that. But once it comes out, what are you gonna do? You can't unsay it. So I felt bad for him. Like, he was having to console Ashley I, and you could just tell. I knew both of them weren't going past this week. I had a feeling.
I knew one would go home, but not both.
Really?
Yes. And the homage, and we had fans who've talked about it, past hosts, that what they miss most, one of the things they miss out of the show, is the luggage scene.
Oh God, it's the best.
See, you into it too?
Because remember how excited I got? Because they took the luggage away for the one person, and they were all like, no, and then I was like, and as soon as Chris and Kelsey were sitting on the bed in the conversation, I was like, they're gonna take away her luggage too. And then when they did, like, all the girls, I mean, it was kind of, I felt for Kelsey. I mean, I really do. I don't know how much of it is her, and I don't know how much of it is editing, and you never know. I always say this to people, like, you seriously have no idea what somebody's like until you meet them in person.
Absolutely.
They could get the best edit in the world. They could be the Bachelor. They could be the Bachelorette. You have no idea. I've heard so many things about so many people, and I've met a lot of people that are nothing like what you've seen on television.
Case in point, last season we had Courtney Robertson on.
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, I've heard great things behind.
I thought she was a sweetheart. But what I wanted to say, you said that they took away someone's luggage. The girls saw that they took Ashley's luggage first.
Right.
So they were completely
sad.
crestfallen. They were down. So we've been talking about, we don't see the whole,
dynamic between the girls.
Right. We just see a bit of it. But the fact that they were sad when Ashley's luggage was taken, but when Kelsey's was taken, bar is open. I mean,
champagne, pop the bubbly.
Could that tell us something more? I mean,
it just tells you that she was not liked by the house. I mean, there's no way of hiding that. They were all happy about it. So like, when I say some of it could be editing, obviously some of it's not editing because they were all happy that she was, and they weren't afraid to show it. Okay. And they confronted her earlier in the episode too, and had the talk with her when Carly and I don't know who else was talking to her.
Whitney, I believe.
Whitney, yeah. So I mean, obviously she rubbed people the wrong way.
Yeah. So once again, no roses.
No roses.
Well, because we lost. How many girls have we lost today? It was like a buzzsaw.
Oh yeah, there was 4 because we lost Samantha and Mackenzie earlier, and then we lost Kelsey and Ashley.
Yeah, so that's it. So
final 8, I think we got.
I know. Any final thoughts before we? Actually, I don't even before we go into predictions. Any final thoughts of this episode before we talk about Jade's secret being revealed?
Oh yeah, I was really wondering if that was going to happen because she seems like a really sweet girl. And before, because some people follow reality Steve, and like
we do not
don't
speak
do
those
that.
words here.
Sorry, do not follow that.
I do not want to know.
If you are a Bachelor fan, well, I don't know either. But if you're a Bachelor fan, and you don't want to know what happens, don't go to reality Steve. Okay, he could be wrong, but anyway, forget it. Forget I ever said anything. What was the whole point?
We're talking about Jade revealing her being in a magazine.
Right. Okay. Well, the whole reason I even brought that up was just because I had heard through the grapevine that she had done nude modeling or a nude video or something came out. And then when I started watching the show, I was like, this girl's so sweet. Like, she's so nice. Like, she's quiet. Like, she's, she seems like a great girl. And so I was just surprised. Like, as I'm watching, I'm like, is this ever going to come out? Is this ever going to come out that she did this stuff? And obviously it does. But it seems like it's something she did way in the past. And that I don't know if she regrets it or if it's just part of her past and she admits it.
Okay.
I don't really know. I don't think he would react well to the information, though.
I think the problem is going to be because she's been wonderful. I've seen is she's a sweetheart, and like you said, what you did in your past is that going to come up to haunt you? He's in Iowa, conservative. I mean, I think what are his sisters going to think?
Yeah,
that's the problem.
And they picked her to go on that one-on-one. Remember?
See, so that gives it so much gravity for what happens next week. That's what's fascinating. But do we condemn someone from that? We don't know her side. I don't know. Can we get past it? That's the thing.
I actually think. Oh gosh. I mean, like I said, I don't think any guy is gonna like love that. But
can you present her to your mother? Okay, question. Okay, that should be the question. I mean, because right now she said it on the preview that she was in Playboy or did pics.
Yeah.
So guys, could you take your significant other to meet your family if she's been in some sort of like a Playboy type of magazine?
What do you think?
It's so funny. I on the top of my head, I was going to say yes.
Yeah.
But then I said,
no.
I started thinking about my aunt and my grandma and my family. I would still, I think it'd just take a level of maturity and what they know about each other. Right. And it's something he would have to defend for the rest of his life, unfortunately.
And especially because it's on national television, right. Everybody knows. It's not.
Oh my God,
so that makes it even worse. Yeah. But like I said, she's had a really good edit. She's really sweet. Like, so, I mean, if it's part of your past, and especially if she's like, you know what, I'm embarrassed about it, or I don't know, if she's like, it's just, please, like,
we're gonna find out.
Please forget, I don't know. We're gonna find out.
I thought you were saying she's had a good run.
The girl's had a good run.
No.
Props, mad props, Jade.
And what else should we see? Actually, should we just do? We're kind of doing predictions in a sense. Should we? We just throw it into predictions. We skip news and gossip. This is what happens when we don't have Kathy and Danny.
Predictions.
We talked about Jade, but okay, the big one, Britt. We talked about can she live in Iowa? The heat she's getting from the other girls. What's gonna make her finally crack? Because it looks like she's
something makes her crack. I think it's the whole seeing Iowa, or that's at least what the preview made it look like when she gets to Iowa. So, remember, there's a voice. It just says "woman" on the screen, and somebody's saying, "I don't know if I can do this," or something like that.
It was. I thought it was Britt.
We both were like, "That's Britt," because she can't.
Do you think something's unearthed from her that you're so far along in the process now, and it's a fishbowl? The emotions are running, and I just can't do this, and
yeah.
Or
maybe
does someone else call her out on it?
Maybe I didn't think about this, but maybe she realized, like, you know, I think I've been having fun with this, like, and we have chemistry, and this whole thing's fun, and like, I think I'm a front runner, and blah 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 blah. But you know what? I don't know if I can actually do this Iowa thing. Maybe she just freaks out. Maybe she leaves on her own.
Okay, so,
I have no idea though.
Okay, so with that said, who do you think is going home
next week?
Yeah.
Okay. Can we go over who's left real quick?
Yeah, let's go. Okay, we have. Dun, 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 carry the one dot the lowercase j. We have Jade, we have Caitlin, we have Megan, we have Becca, we have Ashley. Well, no longer Ashley I. That's my old list. We have Whitney, Carly, and Britt.
Okay. If 2 people go home next week, I think it would be.
And we have a 2-parter.
Oh, we have a 2-parter.
Yes, we have one on Sunday and Monday.
I think the next 2 people to go are Megan and maybe Carly. I really like Carly, but I could see Megan and her being next.
Say Megan and Carly?
Yeah.
I am going to go with... gosh, this one's a tough one.
I know, it's rough.
And now it's exciting. It's exciting that someone's
who
going to get their
goes?
heart broken. No, I don't.
Someone's going to get crushed.
I don't want to agree with you. I just want to pick something different. Just to be different.
Agree, but you totally agree with me, so you should
Yes,
yeah, you
fine.
do.
I'm going to follow my heart, and I'm going to agree with you. I'm going, yes, it looks like it's going to be the end of the road for Carly and Megan.
Yeah, I just think that's it.
Who do you think is going home next week, guys?
Let us
know. So, and once again, a quick reminder, if you haven't subscribed to us yet, please do. Go to AfterBuzz TV. Well, actually, go to YouTube. I'm going to get it right eventually. Maybe by this time next year. Go to youtube.com/AfterBuzz TV. Or if you want the audio version, go to iTunes or SoundCloud. Check out our library of over 400 of some of your favorite shows. With that said, so Lauren.
Yes, sir, JC.
Where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at LaurenSOL. And if you want to find me on Facebook, just look me up, Lauren Solomon. Shoot me a message. Nice. Add me, just talk to me.
Chat her up. And Marissa, thank you for putting up with us. Where can we find you?
Of course, you can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at Serafini TV.
Very nice.
Woo.
And you can find me at JC Rubio TV on Instagram and Twitter. So for Lauren, Marissa, I'm JC, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.